Mauro di Leo, yeah.
Where exactly are you coming out of?
It's in Manama, in Bahrain.
Very
The
nice.
capital of Bahrain. Yes, yeah.
What brings you there? You're a chef, correct?
Yeah, I'm a chef. I had a few problems with the Europe and being a chef in Europe during COVID, to be honest. So it was kind of tough because I was trying to make my living, losing the job in London because I've been in London for 10 years.
You were living in London before Bahrain.
Yeah, I've been living in London for 10 years. I've been always working in fine dining and very good restaurant around London and all the years. Yeah. And then COVID came and a lot of things start to happen, you know. So I was doing takeaways from home, like intense takeaway from home for like, I think 6-7 months. In the meantime, I had contact for Saudi, Dubai and Bahrain, where I was waiting to COVID to a little bit slow down, right? So thanks God, I had the opportunity on October last year, 2020. They called me, so I came here in Bahrain, run a restaurant. So I had the good opportunity to keep going my job, you know? Because I was completely destroyed, you know, especially hospitality.
Absolutely. And you yourself could have found yourself in a place where you wouldn't have known where to have gone. Not only did you have to move in terms of areas where you were living from London to Bahrain, but you found the job, you got the opportunity. That's a very fortunate position. So that comes to show that
it's been tough. It's been tough because I was like, you know, because I had the opportunity to have another job in Dubai. But the thing is, when COVID hit, I literally gave the notice on my previous job. And I was in a transition where I didn't have a job, so I didn't get any furlough like most of the chefs were getting at the time. And I had a baby. I just had a baby, so I had to do takeaways from home. It was intense, you know. I had to find a job to do in the meantime because the expenses in London are crazy. You cannot stay without a job, you know.
Gotta keep the family fed and things moving.
Yeah. Government was not giving me much, so it's been a tough year. It's been a tough year.
Oh yeah.
Thanks God to pull it off. I don't know how sometimes.
But here you are, and you're in Bahrain. You and your family, all of you, moved out there.
Not yet. But moving Bahrain because I'm waiting to have a more stability. You know, the salary is getting there. My salary is going back to what I was supposed to get, and hopefully everything is gonna be good in the next few months. But Saudi, to be honest, and Bahrain, they did a quite good job to keep it the virus. You know. They've been very strict from the start. But restaurants are never close, you know. So as long as they give you the money, they pay your salaries, and we have a lot of customers, locals, mainly at the moment. Not many people coming from outside, but it's good. It's been much better from what it was last year, to be honest.
A complete shift in dynamic for you, going from London, a place with so many tourists, to a place where you say it's just the neighbors and the locals.
It's been quite it's good and bad, you know. After 10 years in London, it's intense, you know. Getting out, taking the tube every morning, traveling 1 hour and a half to work. The good part is that you meet so many people, you grow so much as a chef, as a person. But Bahrain slow you down, you know. I come from Sicily, I'm Italian, you know. So Bahrain reminds me a lot Italy and Sicily. You know, slower pace. Good product. It's an island, so there is a lot of fish like in Sicily. Good product to work with. So it's nice, and I like the people. I like the culture. Yeah.
Is that ultimately why you chose to go there instead of going to Dubai and all these other places? Because you had offerings.
Yeah, I had offers. I have offers. But Dubai, like after 10 years in London, I had to stop a little bit, to slow down, keep doing my job, doing something that I always loved, so being a chef running a restaurant. Here I'm doing my menu, working for an amazing company. We want to expand, but to be honest, Dubai, after 10 years in London, is like no stop, you know? It's still super intense.
Can we talk a little bit about what you as a chef have to do with having gone from moving your workplace from London, the restaurant you were in, this was your place of work where everything was. You had to move everything where you are now. How's that change been? And the pace of work, is it a lot more work? The type of food you're making is different. Everything has changed.
To be honest, not much. Like work-wise, is different. The culture and everything I had to adapt. but I'm trying to bring what me as a chef can do. I told you, I've been since 5-6 years. I kind of run restaurant with my own menu and everything. So it's been. I will never go to a restaurant doing another menu, doing something that is not mine. So I always keep the pride of me as a chef and what I'm doing. Then it's Italian, Japanese food, and I will keep doing it. And very fortunately, I find out that in the end of the day, even if it's Middle East, people eat raw food, they eat sashimi, sushi, and the concept we do here is amazing. It's Italian, so it's full on Italian. We make our pasta. I've been in Japan for a year. I've been working in Japanese restaurant, so we mix. We have a fusion between Italian and Japanese, and it works
Very
great.
nice.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Can you talk to us a little bit about how you became a chef and how you became to get to where you are today, how you got to Italian, Japanese food, and just a little bit about that, a little bit of background information?
Yeah, sure. So it's been a long ride because my dad had a restaurant. So when I was 12, I started to, let's say, to get approached to the restaurant life. He ran a restaurant for a few years. He was one of the investors. So in Italy, in Sicily. But then with the time, I never studied to be a chef. I studied completely different things. My mom wanted me to be a doctor. So my experience really started around 16 when they did some stage around Italy. I really like it. Then at age 18, my mom was like, I think you should be a doctor, no? So let's go to university. I said, Mom, for sure, I will go to university. Pay me a trip to London for a few months. Pay me everything. I go to London. Then when I come back, I promise you, we'll start university. So, and then the crazy part of me went to London, spent all the money the first night. I literally paid the rent. I literally paid the rent of the apartment for a month. And then I went out. I went to like Arcor out. And then I was 18, first time alone in London. It's been intense, right?
Too much money, too much opportunity in one place.
Yeah. So I literally blew out all the money, and the day after I said, fuck, I go back in Italy and tell my mom that I have to go become a doctor, or I need to find a job there. So I kind of knew the basic for kitchen. So I always remember I just went around. I did few CVs. I went to first restaurant I went in London. I was an Italian restaurant. I asked for a job. There was a chef outside. I was talking in English, very broken English. I just arrived in London, coming from Sicily. And the chef's like, I teach you something. When you go to an Italian restaurant, you need to talk Italian. I said, okay, chef. So anyway, I was waiting for you. So I did a trial. I just he was waiting for me,
Wow.
And then it was like, anyway, you're not the guy I thought was coming, because this morning I called an agency, and the chef agency told me there was a guy who they were coming. But they never send you a guy, you arrive. I said, what do you mean? So I was waiting actually for a guy from an agency, but then you show up, it's fine, I will give you a job. So I worked there for 3 months.
Wow, the guy never showed up. You showed up instead of the guy.
He got his job by luck, literally. It was the first restaurant I went to do a trial. So I kind of felt like, you know what, is maybe what I should do. And nothing, then I started to work. I worked for Ramsey. I worked for one Michelin star at Zafferano in 2010. And then my passion kept growing, By the age of 23, I was a sous chef in a Michelin star. I worked for Soho House, you probably know. It's a massive company. I was a chef for Soho House, Shoreditch, Dean Street Townhouse. I work in Cecconis. So I work with big companies.
So you didn't study at a traditional culinary school. You went You went to London.
Even my English, literally, my English come from the English from the street. I don't know any. If you ask me a question of English, grammar English, I tell you, boo. I don't know what to say. I'm Italian. I talk English because I learned in the street. I was doing so many parties and meeting people.
On the streets.
Yeah, this is where I learn everything, Same as the job. The job I learn working hard and working a lot of hours,
Wow.
Real life.
Real life stuff. No culinary school, no English classes. You came over here, you spent all your money, you needed to make a living, and you went to the restaurant, and you right away went to work.
Yeah, I tell you, my English was so bad, so bad. I always can remember. There was this Sainsbury in East London. where I had the apartment, and there was like literally no apartment. It was like a bedroom, like super tiny room in London.
Oh, yeah.
In London, with £300 a week, you get like a box room. It's literally bed and everything, right?
You barely
So
fit.
yeah, and Salisbury, there was this entrance. It was like pedestrian, and it took me a week to understand that pedestrians means people you could go walking there. I didn't know what pedestrian means, so I didn't go buy shopping in Salisbury because I didn't know what pedestrian means, and they told me it was something related to Muslim or something. Like because I had no fucking clue, and just like I didn't know. Like it's like I don't know where I am. Like I don't know if I can go there.
So you saw a sign that said pedestrians, and you thought it was exclusive for a group of people.
Yeah,
And it's everybody.
Muslim, no, because the image was weird. I'm someone call, I need to cover myself to go there. I don't know. Like, imagine how bad.
Oh man, Mauro, hey, that's real deal stuff though, man. That's how you made your way. You figured it out. You just figured it out. And to this day, you haven't taken an English class, no culinary classes?
No. I just work in very good restaurants. I didn't hang out much with Italians, apart of when I was in Zafferano in 2010 and I was an Italian one Michelin star. And then I mainly work with English foreign people. Like being in London, I didn't want, I left Sicily, I left my country. I want to learn something new and different.
You let your work speak for you, and here you are. And to this day,
yeah, it's been tough because I had to work a lot. I didn't know nothing at all. Like when people say, "Hey, Mauro, you're so good," I say, "Yeah, I'm good because I spend a lot of hours in the kitchen." It's like a football player. More he runs, the better he gets. That's it. There's no luck on it. You just need to work hard.
Work hard. The more you work at it, the better it's gonna get.
Yeah,
that's very well said. And so for you, you weren't spending a lot of time contemplating how you were going to figure it out. You just figured it out by saying, "This is the objective in front of me."
I didn't have time. Well, no, I was working more than 90 hours a week, So there was not much time to think about. I was learning not much money. I literally was making, for the first 2 years, I was making money enough to pay the rent, buying cigarette and Red Bull, and that's it. And then I was going out, going Shoreditch or the area around there. That's it, meeting new people, going clubs. Then I started to go clubbing for full on. I did everything. It was fun, but I always worked. I could have gone clubbing till 5 o'clock in the morning. By 7 o'clock, I would show up for my shift at work. So I always, even if I was alone, I knew that working was my only way to keep going. And
but you didn't slack. Like I sorry to interrupt you, but like you said, you would go to the club and then you would come back at 5. But if you worked at 7, you would still go inside. Some people take the day off.
Yeah. Even I always remember, when my chef was calling me, it was like, I know it's your day off. I said, Michele, listen, I'm coming back from Fabric. That you probably know Fabric in London. I'm literally coming back from Fabric now, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm destroying. It's like, Mauro, listen, it doesn't matter. Come here. I need you in the shift. It's okay. I'm coming. Just let me go home before if you can tonight. And then I was ending up leaving after everyone, if not with everyone, So it's been, it's been nice because I learned a lot, but it's been tough. It's
Stay
not
ready,
easy.
so you don't have to get ready. And you just take care of it.
Yeah.
Very nice, Mauro. That's a very inspirational story. The first thing I can think of is how inspirational it is to think that you came out here, you figured it out, and you're still figuring it out. And that's what people got to know. It's just always, you start from one place and you figure it out, but you got a lot of accomplishments. Who could have ever predicted the quarantine and the pandemic and you having to have done what you did? But still moving forward, still taking care of it all. And you have your family and things are looking forward. Things are looking good.
Yes, I'm looking much better than they were before last year, and hopefully everything's gonna go back to normality by end of the year, by next year for sure.
Can we talk a little bit about what the ideal goal would be for the remainder of the year, or is it so unpredictable we can't say? Are we just trying to get by at the moment?
No, hopefully Saudi bridge will open. We're trying to open in Saudi with the company where I am now, and then we will see. Hopefully in 5 years' time, I will have my own restaurant, and this is my dream. This is what I want to do. By the age of 35, having my own restaurant, and that's it.
Italian, Japanese food restaurants?
Yeah, it will be, yeah, of course, it will be whatever I learn with the time and what I want to, like, for me, my life has been an experience, you know. I want to, I never say, like, the day I will have my restaurant, I will tell you my story. And this was going to happen, you know. I just keep in learning and developing as a chef, as a manager of the team, as a business, when it will be my own restaurant, because money will talk at the time. But I will tell my story, you know. There is a lot of things I will tell.
This is very exciting. That's awesome. And so, if you having the idea that you want to have your restaurant, you're always operating in the sense that you're navigating with teams, right? You're working with teams.
Yeah.
You got teamwork out there in the kitchen when you're working with a group. You know, lots of people show up to a restaurant. There's no time to. You have to be connected with all of your team, right? How many people is it normally in the kitchen, Mauro? Can I ask you that? Does it change?
Yeah, of course. I usually, like, at the moment I'm an executive chef, so a part of the team, I go in the kitchen. I go a lot of operational to run, but usually chef wise, I always run between 24, 20 chefs, plus porter, plus front of house, plus accountants. Like, you know, there's always something to do. And no accountant as me, but me as a chef, of course, you need to run the restaurant. You need to understand how you make money with it, how to budget the money, creating the menu, inspire your team. Is very complex job, more complex than what you think from being a chef on television, you know.
Absolutely. People don't understand. It's not just making a great dish and then piles of money and we just make more room for more people to come into it.
No. Unfortunately, it's not always like this. You know, you become famous, and when you become famous, it gets a little bit easier because you can charge more and everything. But especially, I tell you, when you start, it's a very tough job because you need to learn, and there is the hard part. Then it becomes fun, but when you start, it's very tough.
Absolutely. But once we get over that hurdle after starting, the fear of beginning, once you get into the rhythm and stay consistent, like you said, it's mathematics. You do it more, it's going to get better.
Yeah. Correct.
Can we talk a little bit about one of your favorite dishes that is to make? I've seen the things you make and they look really good. What's a favorite dish you like to make, or a favorite that people like to have of yours?
To be honest, there is no favorite dish. I like to use a certain ingredients that are fish. I like to play a lot with fish and meat. I'm Italian. I like making pasta. I think it gives you a lot of satisfaction. My dish itself, I really like using raw fish from the preparation of the fish. Even because I've been in Japan, I know the way they prepare and they respect the items and everything, ingredients. And I definitely like to work with fish.
Fish and meats, and then with pastas, you're combining.
Yeah, pasta is nice because in the end of the day, it comes from a tradition. You know, I know how to make fresh pasta. We make fresh pasta here, but there is something that gives you, I think, satisfaction. I don't know, maybe because I always grew up with pasta, and for me, it's so normal to do it. It's cooking like a nice piece of fish or cutting right and seasoning the right way. You know, I've been doing recently this sea bass carpaccio that is like raw, tiny slice sea bass with bottarga that is cured heck of the fish with the freeze dry raspberries, mango passion fruit sorbet, you know, and then you got a lime ponzu to cut it off. So it's complex, nice dish with a lot of flavor, but it's light, you know.
Absolutely. It sounds wonderful. If I find myself out there, I'm going to find you and go to one of your restaurants.
Anytime.
Very nice, Mauro. Well, I really appreciate you, Mauro, for everything that your time and just for talking with me. Now, can I ask you this? So you are in Bahrain at the moment. So on your own, your family has remained in London.
No. They went to Poland. They went back to Poland, where where is my baby at the moment? She's there in Poland, and I'm here in Bahrain. Yeah.
So that must be difficult. You have your child that you miss, and you have to take care of business, and you're out here taking care of business. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, it's been away from her, especially because she born. I've been eight months in lockdown, and I was with her every day. You know, from feeding her to going to sleep with her, and then you feel like a part of you gets literally. You have to make a decision. You know, it's a moment when you need to think about the future. You know, of course I want to stay with her, but I need to give a future to my daughter, you know.
Very well said, Mauro. Well, big respects to you for doing that and for taking care of it all, and it's all going to pay back to you in tenfold.
Hopefully.
Because I really appreciate your story and just hearing you talk. Everything that you say is really awesome. So you're in Bahrain and you're taking care of it, and we look forward to hearing what you bring into fruition. Maybe your restaurant opens up and we'll get everybody out there.
Amazing. Thank you.
I think people are going to be really excited, and if we need to follow up, we'll follow up.
Perfect. Okay.